All right. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Time to tell the truth series part. I don't know what number this is, but we're moving on and keeping this moving. And if those of you, if you're here for the very first time, feel free to definitely go to my YouTube page, which is Dr. Roz Akana. It's DrRozAkanna. If you look that up, you'll see the entire series, and we encourage you to hit subscribe so you can get all the teachings that we've had prior to this one and the ones that we will do in the future. But today, let's get started on what we're talking about this week. First of all, let me tell you who I am. Dr. Rosalind Shaw Belt. That's my full name. Everybody just calls me Dr. Roz. I am the CEO of Dream to Life Productions and Ministry, and that's what my purpose is here. And I believe my reason for being just here on the planet, to help bring dreams to life. I am a wife, a musician, a bunch of other stuff that I've been able to do in my life. I've got 2 doctorates. I'm not a medical doctor. Let me go on record saying that. But I do have 2 doctorates, theology and divinity. But the reason I can do what I'm doing here is because of my own research, my own teachings, as being a certified wellness coach with Akana. Yes, I have a completion of certification as a certified entrepreneur and lifestyle consultant. I also have a certified wellness coach certification with our Flat Belly Lifestyle program. Learned a lot of stuff, but today, we're talking about the hidden dangers of everyday products. And I thought I was going to talk about a bunch of different products, but as I began to do the research, I can only do one at a time. And today we're going to talk about deodorant. Yeah, that thing that we all need to have in our lives, that thing that you're sitting next to somebody and you say, whoa, wait a minute, I'm smelling something. But let's talk about deodorant. So that's how we're going to get started. We're going to tackle all of these that you saw on the screen, but we got to recognize we should not deprive ourselves of our health. And first, we got to recognize that the deodorant that we use is absolutely, positively doing some damage to our health.
The answer is yes. Your deodorant can age you faster because toxins cause cellular inflammation every time. And cellular inflammation causes dysfunction every time. It's just a matter of time, and it's a question of which organs will fail first. Inflammation in your body is like oxidation on a car. On the car, the oxidation would look like rust. In your body, that oxidation is cellular inflammation.
So now, what do you know about oxidation? We all know something about oxidation, really, because if you take a banana and you sit it on the counter, or take an apple and sit it on the counter, come back, it begins to oxidize. Doesn't take long. The banana starts turning brown, gets brown spots. The apple starts getting brown because of oxidation. Well, that's happening in our bodies, guys. And it's happening even because of the deodorant that we use. Now, one of the things that you saw brought up in that list was parabens. Maybe you've heard of parabens. In fact, today you'll see a lot of products that are advertised as paraben free. Now, I've been saying this over and over again. Anytime the word free is listed on a product, whether it's food or whatever, that means at one time it wasn't free of that. Anytime they've got to finally put something on there that says free. That's why, to me, I can't wait on them to say free. I've got to do my own study. I've got to do my own research. I got to find out the stuff that's already listed on the National Cancer Society's website. I've got to see the things that's already listed on the World Health Organization's website. So yeah, when it says paraben free, that's a good thing, because parabens are closely associated with some serious health risks. But how many people have to die? How many people have to get disease before we put free on the bottle? Parabens are often added to products to prevent the growth of mold and bacteria. They're not just found in toxins, though, in your drugstore deodorant either. You'll see parabens listed in ingredients of your shampoo, your soap, your lotion, your sunscreen, and shaving products. So what do? Well, look for them to say paraben free. Let's start there. And then understand that parabens mimic estrogen in your body. And this is for both men and women. This synthetic estrogen can build up in the body, causing breast cancer. It's breast cancer month right now. Prostate cancer. And this estrogen effect can also cause problems with the reproductive system, including fertility problems. Oh my God, is there a reason? Could this be a reason why so many women today are having fibroid tumors? Starting with just trying to smell good? Finding alternatives to parabens is easy, though. In fact, nature offers many new natural preservatives which are not harmful to your health. Sodium benzoate, for instance, is all natural, has no known side effects. Certain essential oils as well also act as a natural preservative and are included by manufacturers of health and beauty care products. So I'm saying to you, that's what you want to look for on your labels. Thankfully, more and more manufacturers are turning away from parabens as a preservative and opting instead for more health and eco-friendly alternatives. So before you buy any product, though, be sure that it's paraben free.
The reason that you should not be using underarm deodorant is because, and if you haven't given it up, today is a great time to do it. Underarm deodorant is full, chocked full of toxins. Deodorants and antiperspirants contain harmful substances that block your sweat glands. And let me tell you, you have huge sweat glands underneath your arms. And not only that, but right along here, you have all these lymph nodes, especially ladies. Your breasts are just nothing but lymph nodes. And the last thing you want to do is put a harmful chemical right there. You might as well be eating all these harmful chemicals. So a lot of people think about what they eat, but they don't realize what they're actually putting on their bodies.
Did you hear what she said? Okay, so I know I'm gonna mess up folks' theology today, for real, for real. Because we automatically think if I don't use any deodorant, I'm gonna stink. But you can keep listening. Don't go anywhere. Don't tune me out yet. Aluminum compounds. They're found in some more in more drugstore antiperspirants because they're the ingredient that makes you not sweat. I know none of us like to sweat, but I'm gonna show you before this is over with that sweating is good for you. Aluminum compounds clog up your pores, blocking your body's ability to perspire. Hello, guys, this is what God gave us the ability to be able to do. Perspiration is essential to maintaining healthy skin. Because as you sweat, what do? You regulate your body temperature and you release toxins. The skin is the largest body to release toxins. You'll also kill bacteria and viruses that live on the surface of your skin. And when you block your body's ability to sweat, you open yourself up to a number of skin infections, conditions, and health concerns. But if that's not enough to convince you of the risk of aluminum compounds, let's consider what aluminum itself will do to your body. Aluminum compounds are absorbed into the body through the very sweat glands that meant to block it. And the substances have been long thought to carry the risk of cancer, in particular, breast cancer. They've also been linked to Alzheimer's, as well as interference with the hormonal balance. For your best health, avoid antiperspirants entirely. And you know, that's what she said. If you haven't quit using it, she said, start now. Well, I think before we start now, we got to get this knowledge and redo our mindset and our way of thinking, because we've been taught a certain way since we were kids. Your mama said, did you put some deodorant on? You smell like a nanny goat. Your body needs to sweat. Blocking the sweat glands that help you regulate your skin's healthy balance will absolutely do more harm than good. The secondary effects of aluminum compounds are just the icing on the cake.
Conventional deodorants contain a variety of chemicals that can be harmful to the body, including aluminium salts. Aluminium is the active ingredient in antiperspirants, and it works by blocking the sweat glands to reduce perspiration. Now, this can be harmful to the lymphatic system as it's not able to filter toxins and waste products from the body as effectively. Aluminium is also known to be capable of causing DNA alterations. There have also been studies showing a link between the location of breast cancer on the area of the breast closest to where deodorants are applied. Another dangerous chemical found in conventional deodorants is parabens. These are used as a preservative to extend the shelf life of deodorants. Parabens have been found to lead to hormonal imbalances, early puberty, and increased risk of breast cancer. They also have been shown to impair the hormones crucial for male sexual and reproductive function, and further impair detoxification.
I mean, do you literally mean that if I could change my deodorant, find some natural deodorant, or stop using it at all, literally I can bring down the risk of breast cancer? Triclosan, here we go, is one of the most harmful toxins in your drugstore deodorant. Go get your deodorant right now and go start looking at the label and see which one of these things is in that product that you have right now, that you're using every day, multiple times a day. And you have been using it every day, multiple times a day. In fact, the chemical is banned or strictly limited in many countries. Now, here we go, United States. It's no longer allowed as an ingredient in antiseptic products. In Canada, it's still allowed, but in small amounts in mouthwashes, non-prescription products, and cosmetics. Triclosan, prior to the many studies which were conducted, was found in many cosmetics and home products. Of course, deodorants often contain the chemical, but you could also buy hand sanitizer containing triclosan, as well as hand washes, shampoos, and even home cleaning products. Now, why has triclosan become so strictly regulated? There are a few reasons. First, when it's mixed with city water, it can release a highly carcinogenic gas called chloroform. The chemical can also interfere with hormones, causing fertility issues and certain types of cancers. The second reason that it's been highly regulated is that it has a large environmental impact. Not only does it interfere with the fertility of humans, it also has a similar effect on wildlife, in particular through the waterways. It has been classified in the United States as a pesticide because of these powerful effects. It's proven to have adverse effects on fish. It causes developmental problems as well as reproductive problems. And to make matters worse, the chemical can never be completely removed during the water treatment process. As with most toxins, there are certainly natural alternatives. Certainly, always some natural alternatives. Many essential oils, say that again, for instance, have antibacterial properties. And for household cleaning products, ingredients as commonplace as lemon juice and vinegar are a great substitute for triclosan.
As a cancer survivor, I stopped using regular deodorant, and here's why. Most deodorants contain aluminum and synthetic fragrances associated with a variety of health issues. If you look closely, there is a warning that says ask a doctor before use if you have kidney disease. So instead, I use lemons. That's right. The acids in lemons actually kills bacteria that causes odor. And it really works. And it's real easy. All you have to do, you can cut a lemon in half and apply, or you can juice it and spray it on. Now, the juice will last up to a week. Just put it in the refrigerator, and there you go. That's your all-natural and safe deodorant.
Wow, something as simple as a lemon. Now, look, if you started doing this, wouldn't that save you a little money on buying deodorant, right? Okay, let's talk about TEA and DEA. These are known toxins in drugstore deodorant, like steroids. They're often added to beauty care products as an emulsifier, and they have some serious health risks associated with them. They are in a class of chemicals called ethanolamines, and while they're frequently added to your drugstore deodorant and your shampoos, they also have more industrial purposes. They are used as corrosion inhibitors in airplane engine coolant and antifreeze. That reminds me of when you think about Coca-Cola and you can spray, you can pour it on your battery and then we drink it. When you think about something that can be used as a corrosion inhibitor in an airplane engine, coolant, and antifreeze, and then you're using that same product that has it in it to put up under your arms, come on now. With prolonged use, it's been proven to increase your risk of cancer. This is particularly true of cancers of the liver and the kidneys. In fact, these two things have been banned in some parts of the world, the UK, for example, because they're so harmful to death. Every time I begin to do research, I see something else that's banned somewhere else, and we allow it here in our country. As with most of the toxins in the drugstore deodorants, TEA and DEA are very harmful to the environment. They're proven to be toxic to aquatic life. And similarly to triclosan, the chemicals can build up in the waterways, become highly dangerous to the environment.
You have a lymphatic system, and your lymphatic system is in the folds of your body, under your arm, in your neck, in your groin, in your abdomen, etc. And your lymphatic system has these lymph nodes in them. And these lymph nodes are like toilet stools. They just dump waste out, okay? And so what happens is that when you wear traditional deodorant that has antiperspirant in it, so you don't perspire, and a lot of our waste comes out through our sweat, then guess what? You're not dumping waste out of the body. So it makes sense why people start to accumulate waste. You see what I'm saying? So you're blocking the waste with the aluminum and the other things that block the sweat, and now you're accumulating waste in the body, and waste smells bad. And I do a lot of things to eliminate waste in terms of like my detox, infrared sauna, etc.
It's interesting because what you're saying is so indicative of our culture of we go for the symptoms as opposed to the root. We have been brainwashed to need all these deodorants, to the perfumes, you know, the colognes.
Yeah, what you're masking the odor.
Man, just masking it.
Deodorant, masking the odor. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fascinating because I saw some of the comments, and I'm glad that you have and are continuing to educate people about the root cause of some of these issues.
Yeah. And as you see, like even now, I'm out of the sauna, still sweating. But as I was telling you before, like I'm always on planes. You know, I was on a plane for trip for like 30 hours to get back to the States, you know, on a plane trip here, 4 or 5 hours to get here. That's radiation. So I still have to do detoxification for myself. And my body already has these detoxification mechanisms, but you got to understand there's elimination pathways. And one of the primary elimination pathways is through the skin. We sweat. And so when we eliminate waste from the body, and it's not just waste that you think about like poo and pee, but it's also radiation. It's also heavy metals. They come out through the sweat. And sometimes we're getting radiation and chemicals in the air that we don't know about. So my body's always ready to get rid of something. So when I sweat, I just let myself sweat.
And that's the beauty of the infrared sauna. Causes you to sweat. I know we don't want to sweat. Nobody wants to sweat. But I hope that you'll gain some knowledge today in the need for sweating. As didn't I say it? The skin is the largest eliminator. Fragrance. Now we're always focused on how good does it smell. Almost every product you'll buy at the drugstore contains an ingredient called fragrance. Sounds pretty harmless, yeah, but that's not necessarily true. See, because the percentage of these chemicals as part of the whole product, manufacturers are allowing to simply list fragrance as an ingredient. However, this one ingredient may contain dozens of individual chemicals like formaldehyde, methylene chloride, acetone, phthalates, benzaldehyde, camphor. And according to the Environmental Working Group, the average fragrance contains about 14 ingredients. Around 80% of these ingredients have never been safety tested for human use. You need a sample of these ingredients? The drugstore deodorant may contain these that I've just listed. And as you'll notice, some of these ingredients are carcinogenic. Others cause respiratory distress. And still others, like camphor, can be fatal. And they'll tell you, oh, it's just a small dosage, it can't do you any harm. But when you take a small dosage of anything every day, multiple times a day, for as long as you've been alive, there lies the reason why more people are having cancer, all these issues going on in their body, because now they've been using this product. And so when you see the words like fragrance, perfume, parfum, or artificial fragrance listed on your drugstore deodorant, put it back. Opt for deodorants which contain natural essential oils, or choose an unscented product.
Hey guys, I'm back, and we are here to tell you about our deodorant that we made. So this deodorant has lots of toxic things in it, and some people just buy it because it smells this smells so good, I'm just going to buy it. But they don't read what's on the back of it. See, if you can't tell what's on the back of it, then you shouldn't be using it. And it has a lot of chemical things in it. So, and our deodorant is non-toxic. We put coconut oil, clay, and essential oils inside of ours. And if it's non-toxic, then that means you can use it. And no cancer or things will be going up in your body, because cancer can do a lot of things to you. So now,
I hope you could hear her. She was kind of low, but I just saw this out of the mouth of a child. And she told you, you can't even see all these ingredients on here. There's so little, even though it smells good. But she said coconut oil. Awesome. Stearus. That was one of the ones that the first lady talked about. It's one of the first toxins in your drugstore deodorant. You might see polyoxethylene 20-sterol in ether on the list of ingredients in your deodorant. If you do, put that back on the shelf where it came from. Stearates are chemical compounds used a few different ways in drugstore deodorants and other health and beauty products. They may be used as emulsifiers, agents used to combine ingredients to make it thickener, make it thicker, or a cleansing agent. Stearic acid itself is fairly benign, but stearates are made by combining stearic acid with ethylene oxide, which is a known carcinogen. Any of the known carcinogens, you can go to the Cancer Society or the World Health Organization, and you can see the list of these names. But see, these names are hidden because we don't recognize them, and we don't even associate them with being carcinogenic. After the steroids were made, some of the ethylene oxide remains, which means that steroids are now no longer innocuous and contain cancer-causing ingredients. You'll find steroids in many drugstore deodorants like our lotions, face and body washes, and even our food like salad dressing. In addition to having carcinogenic effects, steroids are also eco-hazards. And when disposed of, they enter the waterways and cause significant damage to natural environments. As an emulsifier, they are easy to avoid. Simply choose a product that contains a natural emulsifier, like beeswax or candle lily wax. Alternately, choose a product that doesn't have an emulsifier at all, and just stir the product before you use it.
So let's look at deodorants. I've got a couple of examples here that I want to show you. The basic principle is the ingredients in the deodorant must look like words that you can pronounce, things that you can recognize. If it's a really long word and you don't know what it is and you can't pronounce it, it's a chemical. They change the chemicals constantly. You can't come up with a list of every chemical to avoid. So what you can focus on is the principles. Short list of ingredients, words you can pronounce. So let's look at a couple of examples here. One that I've tried recently is called Simply Fair. Now let's see if I can hold this in the light so you can see it and get it close enough. Yes, that's working. Isn't that great when technology works? Coconut oil. You know what that is. Olive oil, baking soda, that wax, arrowroot, shea butter, tocopherol is vitamin E. All of those words are things that you can identify. You can make your own deodorant very, very easily. So this is Simply Fair, and notice it is unscented. I prefer to buy unscented because I can't really be sure, even if it says essential oils, I can't be sure about the quality of the essential oils that they might have used. So I prefer unscented. You can get this one on Thrive Market online. You'll save a lot of money shopping on Thrive. Another one that I really like, I got this one at Amazon. So it is colloidal silver. You can also get this if you live near here. You can get this at Sunflower Shop, our local health food store. Water, sodium, aloe, essential oils. Gargum is a thickener. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. Grapefruit seed extract, sodium salt again, xanthan gum again, a thickener. Vitamins, rosehip oil, jojoba, sunflower, zinc, and nano silver. The silver kills the bacteria that cause the odor. You never want to use antiperspirant. Notice this one is a deodorant. Both of these are deodorants. You should always only use a deodorant, never an antiperspirant, because your body is supposed to perspire. It's really important to use healthy deodorant, or just don't use any. You may have a detox period where you smell worse, but use at least a natural deodorant, because you put it right here by all those lymph nodes, especially for us women, right there at the breast. So this is a really important product for you to find a safe alternative.
Oh my God, why haven't they told us this? Why haven't they? See, I wish they just put a label on there and say causes cancer, because then we wouldn't be as quick to grab hold of these things. Now, you've heard mentioning of this word, phthalates can be a hidden toxin in your drugstore deodorant, and they're frequently listed under the umbrella term fragrance. However, very harmful, and they deserve to be mentioned all by themselves because they're added to fragrance and deodorants, but also they help your deodorant spread more smoothly. However, they have some serious health risks. They have been linked to breast, ovarian, and prostate cancer. They've been known to cause endocrine disruption. They cause liver, lung, and kidney disease, as well as decreased sperm count and infertility. They aren't just harmful to humans either, like all the other ingredients on our list. They're released into the environment and they have a severe impact on aquatic systems. Fish fertility is affected and the impact is long lasting. And they're usually recognizable in a list of ingredients as a series of letters, such as, okay, write these down, take a picture of this so you can look at your deodorant and see, do you see these letters? BBP, DEP, DINP, and more. Don't know what they mean. I like what you said. If it's short, you recognize it. That's what you go by. Long words you can't pronounce, letters that you don't know what they stand for. It's probably a chemical. However, remember, they can be included in fragrance. So be sure to avoid artificial fragrance.
Okay, most people don't understand. Most of us in our lifetime have had cancer in our bodies, even though we probably haven't been diagnosed with it. And the reason why you don't know it is because your immune system stomped out the cancer before it actually matriculated into cancer itself or forming a tumor. Okay, so our immune system actually is the first line to fighting off cancer. That's really important. And why that's really important is because A, that shows you how important it is that we do things to make sure our immune system is strong. But also why that's really important is because the lymphatic system is collecting those cancerous cells that have been killed off by the immune system, and is collecting it so that these cancerous cells can be eliminated from the body. Okay? And how are they eliminated from the body? They go to the folds of the body where the lymphatic toilet stools are, aka the lymph nodes, are to be eliminated from the body. Now, here's why deodorant could be toxic to that process, because most people's deodorant contain aluminum, which is a heavy metal, which in and of itself is not healthy to the body, because the heavy metal aluminum not only can cause issues with the nervous system, but also the heavy metal can mimic certain hormones in the body, okay, and confuse the endocrine system. But most importantly, heavy metals like aluminum, have been linked to dementia as well too. And we're seeing so many people who have early stages of dementia. Okay, so that's the first thing that is in deodorant that is very toxic. And that aluminum is what actually causes the antiperspiration, meaning it prevents you from sweating. Okay, so remember what I said before. The whole purpose of the folds of our body is to eliminate waste, okay, because that's where the lymph nodes are located, right? All right, so now you're wearing this antiperspirant using the aluminum to block the sweating pores, and now the waste stays in, okay? Now the waste is tucked in and accumulating in the lymph nodes, okay? I'm gonna tell you why that's dangerous in just a second. But the other thing that is really dangerous in most deodorants, and I find them in most conventional deodorants, is parabens. Parabens are endocrine disruptors, okay? What that means is they disrupt the endocrine system, which produces most of the hormones that we have in our bodies, namely estrogen. This particular endocrine disruptor, parabens, they cause an increase or a spike in estrogen in the body, and these are fake synthetic estrogens. Here's why that's so important. Because at the end of the day, one of the leading forms of cancer is breast cancer. Okay, it's one of the leading forms and most dangerous forms of cancer for a lot of women. Okay, now let me connect that all back to the lymphatic system. Okay, and deodorant, and you'll see we'll come full circle. Well, as I said before, when you look under the arms, there are lymph nodes in here, like the little toilet stools under our arms. Those lymph nodes are attached to these lymphatic vessels, okay, that go to the breast tissue. All right, so now you're blocking the lymph nodes, the toilet stools, from eliminating waste, so that waste is accumulating, right? Remember what I said, it's not only toxins that are being eliminated, waste that is being eliminated, but bacteria, viruses, and even cancer that has been stomped out in other areas of the body is also being eliminated through the lymphatic system as well. But now you're wearing a deodorant that has aluminum in it, and that aluminum is blocking those sweating pores. All right, now you can't eliminate the waste, including cancerous cells that have been stomped out by the lymphatic system. All right, so now it's backing up. These blood vessels are being backed up because there's so much waste. Where's it going to be backed up into? Under the arms and in the breast tissue. Okay, and what is one of the sort of the telltale signs with a lot of breast cancer patients? Estrogen dominance, a lot of estrogen in the body. Okay, a lot of estrogen in the body. This is why birth control pills, you'll notice that if a woman was on birth control pills and got diagnosed with reproductive cancer like breast cancer, one of the first things that the doctor is going to do is take her off of it, okay? Because birth control pills are estrogen, okay? So now you're accumulating all of this estrogen, all of this waste, cancerous cells, bacteria, viruses in this lymphatic area, okay? And on top of that, the deodorant has parabens, which are further increasing the estrogen. What do you think that is going to help or lead to? I want you to think about that for a second. So this is why I do not wear, I stopped wearing deodorant, okay? And this is why I tell people, if you're going to wear deodorant, make sure it does not have aluminum in it and it doesn't have parabens. Get a natural form of deodorant with as few ingredients as possible, and ingredients that you can actually pronounce them. And if you cannot pronounce the ingredients, look them up and do your own research, because it's so important. Everything we put in our bodies through our mouth, but everything we put on our bodies goes in our bodies.
Wow. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Isn't that enlightening? Let's talk about propylene glycol. It's another one of the toxic chemicals found in drugstore deodorants. In fact, some drugstore deodorants can contain as much as 50% concentration of this chemical. So why is that a problem? Because it has some very negative side effects. It's been known with prolonged use to cause seizures, central nervous depression, comas, renal failure, and hypoglycemia. In the mildest cases of interaction with it, causes allergic reactions on your skin. Suddenly, with those risks, your drugstore deodorant may not seem worth the risk. Propylene glycol can be added to your cosmetics for a number of reasons. It's an emulsifier. It's also a surfactant, which means not only emulsification, but also a smooth application of your deodorant. Finally, it may be added to your deodorant as a drying agent. Be sure to avoid it when you shop for your deodorant. Of course, the best alternative to propylene glycol is simply to use a natural deodorant, one like Purely Great.
Whether you're looking to make the switch to a natural deodorant or you've been using your same brand of antiperspirant for years, we all want to know, is it doing the job it should be? And is it safe? To find out, we partnered with Good Housekeeping to create a deodorant test lab right here in our studio. And we are investigating the natural, the stick, and the spray deodorants to see which are the best to conquer your three most pitiful problems, pardon the pun, like body odor. You like my jokes? Yeah, all right. Hey, it's still pitiful, the jokes, aren't they? And then there's sweat. You're all worried about sweat. She knows. We'll find out a little more about you in a second. And finally, those dreaded white marks that always end up on your favorite black shirt. Aren't they terrible?
Awful.
Let me see yours.
Okay right now.
You're okay right now, but time will tell. All right, joining me now from Good Housekeeping Institute's Health and Beauty Lab is Beauty Director April Franzino. So it's interesting, when you're looking for the best deodorants at Good Housekeeping, you must have a strategy. You guys are so organized.
We do. We definitely do. So we first start by looking at innovations in the market. So there are all sorts of different forms of deodorants and antiperspirants coming out now. There are wipes, there are sprays, there are even lotions and creams and serum formulas inspired by skincare. So we want to know whether those really work, because it's exciting to see new technologies, but you know, you're not going to want to try something that's not going to work for you. So we test every scent variant on 25 to 30 women in their real life over 2 weeks. They give us their evaluation on everything from odor protection to sweat protection, irritation on their skin, whether they transfer onto their clothes. So we really look at every attribute.
Right, so you'll answer all of our big questions today.
Yes.
Coming up, we're going to put some of these ideas to the test with the most popular natural deodorants, stick, spray, antiperspirants, everything, all that's getting tested today. Welcome to come on next to me. You're going to help me a little bit. So here's the deal. The first issue is the BO test, the body odor test. Now, I don't know if you've thought this through, but I suspect you have. When you're looking for a good deodorant, what does it have to do?
Well, it has to keep me fresh all day. It has to last all day. You know, you don't want to be that person who, you know, other people inch away from when you're in close quarters. So,
Yes.
yeah.
We've all lived through that.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
so I built you a little model here. Right, these are two different armpits. You can see the levels of the skin in front. Pink skin, it's all you see when you look at it with your eyes. But microscopically, if you blow it up, there are all these little holes. And in these holes, you've got stuff coming out. It's sweat. It's supposed to be there. It doesn't naturally smell. In fact, it's sterile when it comes out. But things happen. So April, walk us through the difference between a deodorant and an antiperspirant just to get us all on the same page.
So there is a big difference. So a deodorant in and of itself contains ingredients like fragrance, essential oils that help mask the scent that's coming out.
So it doesn't change the actual sweat.
Right. You're only getting fragrance, basically like a perfume for your underarms from a deodorant alone.
I like that concept of fragrance,
Yeah.
perfume. But it does cover it up, and you can't tell it's there.
It's true.
But you'll be wet still.
You'll still be perspiring.
Okay.
So for antiperspirant, on the other hand, what we're going to show here is this tape is basically signifies antiperspirant for us, and what that does is it actually plugs your sweat duct. So you won't get the odor, the wetness coming through because it gets plugged by the antiperspirant. So as you see here.
Doesn't look as appealing.
Yeah, it does not. But
No.
but it's appealing when you don't have wet underarms. So that's sort of the idea.
So, which is better at tackling the actual odor, the body odor?
So interestingly enough, antiperspirant, which you usually see them in combination, so antiperspirant, deodorant combinations, they're usually more effective at tackling body odor because they tackle it in a two-pronged approach. So they actually kill the bacteria that causes the odor. They neutralize that in addition to stopping the sweat from coming out of the pores like we're seeing here. So you'll get a longer lasting odor protection from an antiperspirant deodorant combo.
But some folks don't like the antiperspirants, and there are all these natural deodorants that have come out because they're worried about aluminum.
Yes.
Have you ever heard these rumors at all?
Absolutely.
Can I just say one thing now? I've studied this. We've had this battle in my household. There have been no studies to date that have confirmed any substantial adverse effects of aluminum that could contribute to problems. The one that was most feared was breast cancer. Yes, I get it. It's not natural. I personally don't like to use antiperspirants. I'd rather just sweat it out. I figured I just don't like the idea of it being plugged in there, but I don't think it's dangerous to do that. But these natural products, what do they use? What works for them?
So they actually contain a mix of ingredients, usually natural oils like coconut, which you see here, baking soda, essential oils, and they all sort of work together to stop the odor. They form a little bit of a coating under your arms and that.
And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for avoiding the toxins, right? So there's a very simple way to avoid your toxins in the drugstore deodorant: by natural. Natural deodorants, like the ones we make, like this particular company, Purely Great, makes some, contains no harsh chemicals and toxins, which means that if they're absorbed into your body, they'll do you absolutely no harm. Natural ingredients contain a number of ingredients with proven efficacy. Natural deodorants are not antiperspirants. That is to say, you will sweat a bit. So we got to stop running from the sweat. We've heard that the sweat is really good to eliminate toxins because our body, our skin, is the largest eliminator. However, sweating is your body's natural way of eliminating toxins, regulating body temperature, and killing harmful bacteria. In other words, sweating is a good thing, guys. Body odor associated with sweating isn't actually caused by the sweat. See, we think because we sweat, we stink. But sweat doesn't necessarily smell bad. Instead, body odor is caused by that sweat coming in contact with the bacteria on your body. And that's how the natural deodorants work. They help to kill the bacteria on your body, leaving you smelling great, whether you just woke up or just hit the gym. What's more is that natural deodorants contain safe alternatives to the harmful and carcinogenic substances found in drugstore deodorants. That's why you'll see baking soda, because it neutralizes odor and kills bacteria on your skin, leaving you smelling like you just stepped out of the shower. Sodium stearolactylate is a natural emulsifier, which provides smooth application and prevents separation of ingredients. Natural deodorants can be purchased as unscented or can contain natural fragrances. And scented natural deodorants often have benefits of their own. They contain essential oils, which can have antibacterial properties or other benefits to your skin. For instance, lavender will help heal your skin, which can mean less irritation from shaving. Look for charcoal in your deodorant too, because charcoal is a natural detoxifying agent which draws impurities from your skin and your armpits, providing even further protection.
Have you ever walked around the personal care section of a store and looked at the ingredients in the products you put on your skin and on your body every day? It's actually kind of scary. And for the last year, but specifically the last few months, I've been looking at and researching the ingredients in these products and exactly what they do to your body. And it's bad, my friends. If you think the ingredients in food is bad, personal care is even worse. We're talking ingredients that are derived from petroleum, from tar, and they're linked to hormone disruption, endocrine disruption. You don't want that on your body. So let's walk around and show you when it comes to lotions, deodorant, shampoo, body wash, what are the bad ingredients in there? Exactly why they're bad, but more importantly, how to swap them out with better for you, Bobby approved non-toxic products. Before we do that, I do want you to also check out thrivemarket.com using my promo link down below. They're a big supporter of the channel, but they also have a lot of the clean, non-toxic products that I'm going to talk about for way cheaper than most stores. On average, you save about $32 per order when using Thrive Market. And when you click my link down below, you get 30% off your first order and a free gift, and it's 30 days risk-free. And I'll put all of my favorite non-toxic products for the whole video I'm going to talk about in the description box. Check them out on Thrive Market. You'll get a great deal. So less talking, more shopping. Let's walk around CVS. Walking down the shampoo and conditioner aisle here, I don't see any that are Bobby approved, but I do see a lot of the most popular brands that people use on a daily basis. And here's a prime example of one. This is Garnier Sleek and Shine. And it's hard to see the ingredients, but right up top, see what it says right there? SLS. Now there's other issues here, but you're gonna find something called sodium lauryl sulfate in almost all shampoos. And that's a problem because that's a scrubbing agent. Actually, it's the same scrubbing agent they put in toothpaste that you wanna avoid too. But this is such a good scrubbing agent, meaning a harsh one, that it not only cleanses your hair, which by the way, I just got a haircut this morning, huh? Not too shabby. It not only cleanses your hair, but it strips your hair and your scalp of a lot of the natural oils and moisture in there. It can make your hair brittle, and it's such a harsh scrubbing agent, it can make your scalp irritated, and I have a sensitive scalp. So anytime you see SLS or SLES in a shampoo, too abrasive, put it back. So we'll put the Garnier back. And then this is something I think I used to use back in the day, this argan oil stuff here. It looks like it's a premium shampoo, and man, it's really hard to see the ingredients. It doesn't have the SLS, but it has a ton of other things in here. See in the bottom, artificial colors are to be avoided. I'll tell you why a little bit later. But see all these pegs here? Pegs have all these different numbers after them. Pegs are almost always based out of petroleum. Petroleum is toxic. You don't want that on your skin, so this is a no. But maybe the most egregious offender is something I used to use back in the day for dandruff and dry scalp, Head and Shoulders Classic. And you know, all these A-list actors, I remember Sofia Vergara was waving her hair in these commercials for Head and Shoulders. They ain't using it, I promise you. So you look at the ingredients on the back here, and once again, blue, one artificial color is how they get that. I'll talk about that in another aisle. You want to avoid that. But sometimes with these chemicals, you can't necessarily pronounce them. It doesn't mean they're bad, but these two right here, I can't quite pronounce them. I don't want to butcher them, but these are horrible, horrible preservatives. One of them is known as a neurotoxin, which you'll learn a lot of the ingredients here are endocrine disruptors, hormone disruptors, or neurotoxin. And the other one is a very harsh preservative that can be a major skin irritant. So in this case, I would highly recommend not using that because the ingredients are bad. And you'll notice in this video that a lot of the ingredients are neurotoxins or endocrine disruptors. They affect the hormones, especially for the ladies, and they are directly linked to fertility issues. Well, I wonder why we have such an issue with infertility in this country. So for, and worldwide to be honest. So for shampoo and conditioner, I don't see the ones here. My favorite one that I use at home is a Cure. It's readily available. It's not that expensive, and actually I just looked on Thrive Market. They have it on sale right now for a great price. And of course, when you click my link down below, you get 30% off your first order and the free gift. So a Cure shampoo and conditioner is great. When I do have dry scalp, I don't reach for the Sofia Vergara stuff anymore. I use something called Avalon Organics. It's not perfect, but it's very clean compared to this. But I would stay away from these regular ones here because of the ingredients. They're just not good for you and for your scalp. The dirtiest secret in personal care products is actually something called fragrances. And if I pick up, oh, secret, there we go, secret, pH balance for a woman, but strong enough for a man. If I pick up almost anything in the personal care aisle, I don't care what it is, you're almost always going to see the word fragrance. Fragrance or parfum. If you see those two words, fragrance or parfum, it's the natural flavors version of the cosmetics world. The problem is it's even worse. Like natural flavors, it's not regulated, but they can use up to 3,000 ingredients, including chemicals, preservatives, anything to make the parfum or fragrance, and they won't tell you. It's proprietary. And a lot of those ingredients are incredibly irritating to your skin. Avoid fragrance or parfum.
Now, how many of us have been using all different kinds of products, not realizing that we didn't even pay attention to what was on the back of the labels? And if we did look at the labels, we couldn't pronounce it, so we just kept it moving, not realizing that the very things that we don't understand, we really should stay away from. So I hope this has helped just to give you some clarity, at least to be able to take a look at the back of them. You know, I promise you, probably really, one of the videos I thought I had on here was, if we change our diet, you really won't be stinking under your arms, because you'll be eating clean food. It's the bacteria, it's the food that we eat that combines with the sweat. You heard him say the sweat itself is not what makes you stink. So you can actually go to the gym and work out, and you can come back and you won't be like your mama used to tell you, you smell like a nanny goat. But if we just start changing our diet, changing our lifestyle, eating clean foods, watch and see, you'll be like Dr. Price and say, I don't even use deodorant. Because I've started now, as I've understood this, gone days, and nobody said anything to me. I ain't seen no faces, and some people turning their nose and all this kind of stuff. So we understand that. So listen, share this with somebody, go to the YouTube page and hit subscribe, and we'll share with you again on next time.